According to AI, most cryptocurrencies do not go to zero, although it is important to remember that the value of crypto can fluctuate greatly. What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Baking Analyst channel. Today we have a very interesting video for you where we will be asking AI, the latest trending ChatGPT software, to give us some advice about this terrible crypto winter we're in. So ChatGPT, the OpenAI chat function, has been getting quite a lot of hype in the past few months, and actually it has some interesting things to say about crypto. In fact, it even goes so far as to say that most cryptocurrencies do not go to zero. What is all that about? I will be showing you how AI actually gives a much better explanation about the whole cryptocurrency space than most mainstream media, in terms of the fact that it is highly nuanced and rather factual. In addition, I'll also be looking at how this is a better way to educate yourself on things like DeFi, because it goes into surprising amounts of detail. And finally, we are going to be asking OpenAI whether or not it can give us any tips on the top cryptos to invest in. Did not expect such responses, so let's jump right into it. So first of all, let's have a look at the narratives that we've been hearing all this bear market and why OpenAI seems to give us a little bit of hope here. Looking at this in the previous bear market, almost 4 years to a T, we see this article talking about why central bank digital currencies will destroy Bitcoin, speaking about CBDCs as a substitute for cryptocurrencies. So let's have a look at what ChatGPT has to say about all of this. So the question in this case is, are CBDCs a replacement for crypto? Let's go, and looking at this, it says central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, are basically digital fiat. They are not actually substitutes to cryptocurrencies, but rather complement them and provide people with an additional option that in this case is backed by a government, which I suppose is a pretty nuanced take and what we in the crypto native space generally understand about this topic. Now let's move on to the next article, which is an opinion piece that claims to be delivering rigorous analysis on why crypto is going extinct. A lot of this is just opinion rather than the rigorous analysis advertised. So let's have a look at what ChatGPT has to say. Now this article goes on to say that cryptocurrencies have basically no fundamental value, while also ignoring the fact that fiat on its own does not have fundamental value as well, because both types of assets depend on the fact that people are willing to exchange them for goods and services. So let's ask ChatGPT what gives cryptocurrencies their value. And looking at this, actually, ChatGPT comes up with a much more nuanced response actually. Cryptocurrencies are valuable because they are useful as a form of money, and they are scarce just like with traditional forms of money like fiat or gold currencies. So it is dependent on demand and supply, how much people are willing to buy and sell it for. So basically, it acknowledges the fact that, we can't treat it as a stock. And when I asked ChatGPT, why do most cryptocurrencies go to zero? It actually tells me most cryptocurrencies do not go to zero because they are apparently useful as a form of money and have some value, although it is important to note that they are highly volatile, which is kind of true, and it is possible for some cryptocurrencies to have their value drop to zero if there is no demand for them or if they become obsolete. In this case of ChatGPT, they actually take quite a nuanced approach. They take both a positive side saying, yeah, most don't go to zero, but also say that some do go to zero because of various reasons. So this is already looking very interesting and something that seems to be more educational than what we typically see on the regular media. And finally, let's have a look at this article, which just came out a few days ago, and that is about ECB, or European Central Bank, saying that Bitcoin is on the road to irrelevance and that the digital currency sector, or cryptocurrencies, are for facilitating illegal activity. So let's have a look at what ChatGPT has to say about this and what crypto advice they can give. Are cryptocurrencies mainly used for illegal transactions? Well, the AI model actually says that it is not accurate to say that cryptocurrencies are mainly used for illegal transactions. And while it is true that they might be used for illegal activities because of their decentralized nature, they're also used for a wide range of legitimate purposes. In fact, most people use cryptocurrencies as a store of value, means of exchange, and a way to make secure online transactions. So, you know what? That seems a lot more nuanced than just saying, it is used for illegal activities, period. Well, so is cash, so are gold bars, so are any sort of medium of exchange that has existed since time immemorial. But now I want to push it a little bit. Is it possible that AI can teach us more about DeFi than most basic content available out there, and is able to explain a decentralized finance concepts in a relatively succinct and accurate way? So let's ask OpenAI to explain DeFi. And it goes on to tell us that decentralized finance, or DeFi, is a movement that aims to use blockchain technology to create decentralized financial systems built on the principles of decentralization, meaning it is not controlled by a centralized entity or government. So this actually goes into quite a lot of depth. That is a pretty good explanation. In fact, it tells us how smart contracts are used in decentralized finance. So that is already a good start. We can even ask it what yield farming is all about. So it tells us that yield farming is the strategy of using cryptocurrencies and DeFi protocols to earn high rates of return, which is fair enough. And they tell us that it is all about providing liquidity and that users earn rewards in the form of interest or new tokens. So all in all, I would say that I was quite blown away by how in-depth things got. You can even ask it more advanced questions like what is impermanent loss, and it will tell us quite a bit about it. In fact, it even gives an example of depositing equal amounts of two cryptocurrencies, basically what we're doing all the time on this channel, and yield farming on various DeFi protocols. So it tells us that this is because the value of the liquidity pool has decreased, even though the value of the individual assets has not changed. So yeah, it tells us that it can be a significant risk for yield farmers, and it's important to understand and manage this risk. So this looks very, very promising. And actually, if you're completely new to DeFi, I would consider using this as an educational tool to have yourself schooled up about the world of decentralized finance. And finally, let's try to ask ChatGPT the top question. What are the top cryptocurrencies? Unfortunately, what we get is based on market cap. It is not actually going to tell us what to invest in. Let's try again. What cryptocurrencies to buy? However, it tells us that it is not possible for me to give personalized investment advice because, of course, it wants to act like one of us YouTubers. This is not financial advice and all that good stuff. So all in all, pretty interesting. Apparently, ChatGPT is a really good educational tool for understanding the basics of decentralized finance and cryptocurrencies. You can even ask it about things like central bank digital currencies and what the concerns are behind them, but that is a topic for another video where I will be discussing how much I lost in crypto and why I am staying. So all in all, I hope this video has been interesting and informative. If you want to play around with this tool, I've left a link down below. It's completely free to use. Just use your Google account to play around with it. Do leave your comments down below if you have been playing around with this tool already. It'll be interesting to hear what you've been using it for. With all that being said, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.